Today we're doing a service on a Grand Cherokee, Grand Cherokee, 2014 model, 3 litre diesel, and I think it's got the 8 HP ZF 8-speed automatic transmission in it. Just had it out for a test run, and this one's done, where are we, 126,000. So I've just got to pop off this stone guard here, plastic stone guard, and with the stone guard off you can see the transmission pan. And the problem with getting these plastic pans off on these is this cross member that comes across the front there. So what you can do, what makes it a little bit easier, is just taking these bolts off the cross member and lifting it up. The only problem is you're not able to lift it very much. It will help. Just undo these and we can jack it up here on the transfer case, and that'll give you a little bit more of a better angle to get those front bolts off that pan. And you can see I've just jacked it up, and it's gone up about, I don't know, a couple of inches there. You can see now there's slightly better angle to get those Torx bolts off. Probably a good idea to start off taking the front ones off first, because they're the most difficult, and then going on to the other ones. So I'm just going to drain the oil out of it now, just over here. And they're a 10mm Allen key thing. Back in. These pan bolts are a T40. If you've got one with a bit of a swivel, you'll probably get access a little bit easier on that. Now to loosen them, I've just got my little 1/4-inch drive, 3/8 Torx with a little adapter, and they're not generally really tight. The biggest trouble is getting it onto it. They really didn't design this cross member well. To show you, sometimes you need to do things like modify your tools. I've ground straight edge on there so I can actually just put a 23mm open ender on there and just loosen them. Sometimes they are a little bit tight. This one over here was pretty tight, and this one over here. What I do is you can also just support that, prop that up with a screwdriver while you undo it so it doesn't keep dropping out. But it's a pretty shit design, putting that cross member like that. They could have just notched it or anything just to allow a bit more access there. My advice would be, if you can't get those 4 bolts off the front there, to not go ahead with the job until you get the proper tools. The rest of it's pretty straightforward. And I've loosened them all by hand. And I'll just leave a couple either side while I get these other ones out. Another thing I recommend, if you use the wrong tools to get these front four out, don't put the same 4 bolts in there, especially if you've damaged the little hex in the Torx bolts there. So make sure you put them aside and put the not so perfect ones over here where it's easier to get to if you run into trouble. A little bit hard to work around the camera sometimes. There we go, it's just a matter of lowering it down. And you can see it's very similar business as the 6HP26s, 28s, the 6-speed ZFs, and all the solenoids there. Now we've got the filter just over here, and up the end there you've got the magnet. You can see it right along there. And there's also a magnet either side over here as well. At 130,000, good idea to do a service on one of those. It's a good idea to do a comparison there. There's a new one, especially with the little tube that goes into the filter there. I'll take that plastic off. There we go, and just make sure everything looks okay. There's no bits of plastic in there, and make sure the O-ring's there. Always good to have a little peek in there to make sure there's no bits of plastic in the filter. Maybe spin it upside down. Before you put it on, just clean that pan rail there right around. Make sure there's no road dirt there. Otherwise the seal can end up on there and you end up with a leak. Hold back up, do these up, and we're going to fill it through here, 8mm. And I'm on the Tritech Lubricants website. What do we got? The ATF synthetic LV, which is low viscosity fluid, and I don't think you'll fit 8.3 litres in, probably around the 6 litres. We'll just take it for a run. Got to get it up to 40 degrees. We're on about 30. Not a difficult service to do. I hope that information has helped. Thank you for watching.